Hi, Gabi Shapiro with Keller Williams, New York Realty. We're going to look at, is it better to rent or to buy in New Rochelle if you're looking for a single family home? Let's take a look at the numbers. So the New York Times published this awesome calculator that takes a lot into consideration to help you figure out if it is, which one's the better situation for you. So let's do a real case study here. We're going to look at the median sales price of homes in New Rochelle. These are all of the single family sales over the past 6 months. And the median sales price was 1,071,000. Now we want to look at the median. It's a better indicator than the average because average can be swayed by if there's a lot on the low end or a lot on the high end. The median is that exact middle point. So this is your middle of the road home. So let's plug that in here, 1,071,000. All right. Now, if you were to rent an equivalent single family home, your median rented price was 7,400. Let's put that in. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, one of the important factors is how long you're going to stay in the home. Say the typical length of a mortgage that people hold, before they either refinance or move is about 5 to 7 years. So let's set that to, say, 6 years. And we can play around with that and see what that gives us. The typical mortgage rate right now is around 6.625, so we'll keep that. Down payment. So 20% is good, but it's not always necessary. When you do 20% down payment, you avoid private mortgage insurance, but a lot of first-time buyers don't have that much cash on hand. So let's say we do, if this were a 5% down payment, right? The minimum for a conventional loan. And there are first-time homebuyer programs that are 3%, or you can go FHA, that's 3.5% down. Most people do a 30-year mortgage. Don't come across too many 15-year mortgage folks. And now here are some other factors we should look at. So the home price growth rate. So in New Rochelle, it's actually it's about 6% per year is the appreciation that we've seen in home values. So we're going to put 6 there. And then in terms of rental rate growth, that's gone from 4,300 up to now 7,400. So that is about a 7% increase per year. That's over the past 10 years. So past performance is not a guarantee of future performance, but it's a good indicator. So we are going to assume that home prices will go up at a similar rate that they've been going up. Rent increases are going to continue going up at a similar rate that we've seen over the past 10 years. So economics, there's always assumptions. Then the inflation rate, so the average over the past 10 years has been 3% per year. Then in our tax section, so in New Rochelle, you're going to see for $1 million property, probably $24,000, $25,000 per year. So 2.25%. Then closing costs. So when you're buying the home, you are looking at about 3 to 4% closing costs. Cost of selling, we're most often seeing 5% once it's time to sell. It even factors in those costs to sell. Commissions are not set by law or any standard. Commissions are negotiable, but this is a typical what we're seeing for cost to sell. And then it takes into consideration to when you buy a home, there's upkeep. A lot of the homes are older here, so maybe let's do a little bit more than 1%. Even if you're doing 1.5% in maintenance on the home, homeowners insurance, when you rent, maybe the landlord is paying for the water, so there's a little bit extra utility cost when you own a home. And then let's look at renting costs, right? So you need a 1 month security deposit. It is common to see a broker fee, especially for homes that are listed in the MLS. So we see about 1 month as the broker fee. That's around that 8% there, 7,000. And you've got to pay for renter's insurance. So now we've got all of our sliders set. So you can see buying a home is going to save you $264,000 over 6 years. So here we're back to this length of stay. So if you're going to be in a home for 1 year, it doesn't make sense, right? 2 years, you're already breaking even. 3 years, that appreciation is going to be really worth it to buy a home. Say you stay for 10 years, you're saving $639,000 over 10 years, right? When you're paying rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage. It is 100% interest versus buying a home, you're building equity. Every time you are making that monthly payment for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, the principal stays with you like a savings, right? You're building equity every month, and that really translates to huge savings over 10 years. So if you have any questions about the real estate market or the solar world, check out my website, gabisolar.com, or you can reach out to me directly, text or call 215-380-8053. Hope to hear from you. Bye-bye.